With more than half of our planet yet to be explored, the world we think we know is still a mystery. Oceans full of strange creatures we've never seen before can certainly light up your imagination. It can also remind us how much safer our local pool is. Among the myriad species of the ocean, some stand out for their appearance, but not always in a good way. Meet some of the most unusual-looking animals of the sea, from terrifying canine and vampire squid to coffin fish and spiny, sinister sea urchins. Numerous strange and scary creatures lurk in the dark, cold depths of the ocean. In today's video, we will go over the 10 strangest things found in the deep blue sea. Be brave and dive in! An ancient computer. Forget your MacBook Pro. What about this ancient Greek computer instead? Sailors discovered the Antikythera mechanism sometime between 1900 and 1901 in a shipwreck off the island of the same name. Experts now believe that it's the earliest form of a computer known to man. The analog computer was designed to serve several purposes, including predicting the astronomical positions and eclipses of calendars. It's still really well preserved and is now on display at the National Archaeological Museum of Athens. Today, computers are ubiquitous, but a few thousand years ago they were pretty hard to come by. A group of fishermen made the find around the turn of the 20th century. They rusted over a device possibly invented between 200 and 70 BC, was finally excavated in 1902, and is now known as the Antikythera mechanism. That's right, long before Microsoft or Apple, there was apparently this wonder, the Antikythera mechanism. The Antikythera is an analog computer that was designed to serve several purposes, including predicting the astronomical positions and eclipses on the calendar. As so much of this period of history's technology has been lost, such advanced use of technology did not reappear in European historical artifacts until the 14th century. Clownfish. A brightly colored clown angler shows off his gear on a reef of Bali, Indonesia. Members of the frogfish family typically keep a much lower profile and rely on the art of camouflage, even changing colors to stay hidden in their reef homes. Frogfish have a range of stripes, spots, warts, and other skin defects that can make them appear as neighboring rocks or plants. This photogenic fish has red lips and fins made to walk on the seafloor off the Galapagos Islands. The red-lipped batfish is one of about 60 species of batfish, flattened from seafloor life, and adapted to walk on adapted pectoral and pelvic fins. Like other angler fish, batfish also use a built-in rod snout, equipped with a retractable appendage, to lure prey close to their lips, which by the way are much less noticeable without a photographer's flash. Numerous lost cities. Atlantis isn't the only forgotten civilization buried many leagues under the sea. The remains of at least a dozen lost cities rest eerily at the bottom of the ocean near places like Greece, Japan, and India. The sunken palace of Cleopatra is one of the most fabled underwater remnants of the ancient world. It was cast into the sea when an earthquake and a tsunami hit Alexandria, Egypt more than 1,400 years ago. And one of the most spectacular and shockingly intact submerged civilizations is Xikang, also called the Lion City, at the bottom of China's Qiandao Lake. But this one isn't ancient. In fact, it was purposely flooded in 1959 to make room for a dam and an adjoining hydroelectric station, after the city's inhabitants were relocated, thankfully. Sea fish. In the shallow waters of Long Sound, New Zealand, an almost surreal seafloor unfolds. A colorful blue cod makes its way through a sparse collection of sea pens, named after their resemblance to the old pen writing instruments. Soap pens are actually colonies of small tentacle polyps, which form branches. They are rooted in the seabed by an anchoring globe, which, when threatened, can serve as a refuge for the entire colony. These echinoderms can grow up to 2 meters high by feeding on small aquatic animals, algae, and even waste material. Sea cucumbers recycle food particles into food for bacteria, just like worms do in the soil. Although quite simple animals, sea cucumbers have one incredible defense mechanism, the ability to expel internal organs from their anus and regenerate them later. Stellate or starry sturgeons live in saltwater, but return to freshwater rivers to reproduce. These ancient fish are now extinct in the Aegean Sea, and their surviving populations in the Black and the Caspian Sea are decimated by fishing, much of which is illegal. Despite inventory efforts, The IUCN estimates that the number of star-shaped sturgeons has fallen by at least 80% over the past 30 to 40 years, and will soon reach zero if demand for their famous caviar does not decrease. Sturgeons, like their relatives, the crustaceans, are among the relatively few fish species that use electroreceptive capabilities. Emerald treasure. Amateur treasure hunter Jay Miskovich discovered more than 10,000 emeralds off the coast of Key West, Florida, the USA, in 2010. He couldn't believe his luck when experts valued the haul at $500 million, and the discovery earned him mass media attention. However, the federal government soon caught wind of Miskovich's underwater find and granted him only a temporary ownership of the emeralds, meaning that legally he would be unable to sell them. At the time of his discovery, Miskovich had been in millions of dollars of debt, and after realizing he would be unable to profit from the jewels, he tragically killed himself in 2013. The true ownership of the treasure is still being settled in court. Anglerfish. An alert anglerfish swims in the cool, dark water of the Norwegian Lofoten Islands. The fish has sagging skin and a striking face, but it's best known for its way of feeding. As it traverses the seafloor, the fish uses a built-in rod with a seductive filament lure that attracts small fish. With its needle-like teeth and a pole-shaped structure protruding from its head, this fish looks more like an alien than anything here on Earth. The female specimen is actually a new species of anglerfish discovered in the deep waters below the Gulf of Mexico. The fish, Lasionathus cinema, has a curved appendage that protrudes from the organ at the tip of its fishing rod, which contains light-producing bacteria. Monkfish eat meals by using this structure to lure fish that are attracted to the light. The terrifyingly toothy anglerfish has been common in the nightmares of small children since chasing Nemo and Dory in Pixar's Finding Nemo. To attract its prey, the scary-looking fish uses a bioluminescent rod that hangs just above and in front of its broad face. The lure is actually a piece of spine full of millions of glow-in-the-dark bacteria. Goblin sharks. Goblin sharks are living fossils that appear straight out of a nightmare. Goblin sharks are a rare species of deep-sea shark known as living fossils. Goblin sharks are notable for their distinctive, elongated jaws, which are filled with spiky teeth. They are able to detect the electrical currents of other animals and quickly stretch their jaws to grab the prey. It is impossible to fully understand how horrifying this is without seeing images of a goblin shark attacking its prey. This creature was actually the inspiration for the neomorph in Alien Covenant, according to Digital Spy. His huge mouth extends beyond his eyes and is fitted with about 50 rows of small, sharp teeth on each jaw. Rayfish. Ray is an Australian original that haunts the sandy bays and reefs of the south coast to hunt for shellfish and other seafloor invertebrates. The ray, which can reach up to 1.2 meters in height, can be noticed by the triangular markings behind its eyes, part of the distinctive color and shape that have earned it the nickname banjo shark. An electric beam, also known as a Pacific torpedo, sneaks around a kelp forest off the west coast of North America. These large, flattened rays are often partially buried on sandy seabeds, where they use a specialized sensory system to detect the electrical stimuli of potential prey, and then ambush them. The predator wraps its body around a halibut or mackerel and uses special kidney-shaped organs to produce a stunning electrical charge of up to 50 volts. Locomotive graveyard. Dating back to the 1850s, there is no known record of why they were dumped into the ocean or that they were even built at all. Historians predict that they either fell off of a barge by accident or were deliberately thrown off a ship to reduce its sinking during rough seas. Although they are rusty, they are still in very good condition and have now become a popular spot for wreck diving. In 1985, divers uncovered a locomotive graveyard off the coast of New Jersey, USA. It dated back to the 1850s, and it's still unclear as to why there are so many trains there. Historians believe that the trains either fell off a barge by accident or were deliberately thrown off a ship to reduce the risk of sinking during rough seas. The trains are still in very good condition, and the site has now become a popular spot for wreck diving. Giant hatchetfish. At less than 5 inches, 11 centimeters long, the giant hatchetfish isn't the behemoth that the name suggests, but it does have some big league skills. The deep-sea inhabitant has a row of light-producing organs along his stomach, the blade on his hatchet body. These bioluminescent organs shine as daylight from above the ocean's surface, creating backlight to confuse predators hitting dark silhouettes from below. Hatchetfish swim around the world in temperate and tropical seas. This massive crustacean was one of 7 supergiant discovered by scientists in 2011 when they explored one of the deepest trenches in the world, the Kermadec Channel off the northeast coast of New Zealand. These pale, leggy creatures are over 20 times larger than their typical shellfish relatives. The supergiant hatchetfish were found 4 miles, 6 kilometers, down in the Kermadec Trench, according to the researchers. Fish that live at depths between 200 and 1,000 meters are called mesopelagic and are a largely untapped resource. There are more than 10 billion tons of these species in the world, according to the most optimistic estimates. Quite a few decades ago, quite a lot of research has been done on these species, but it is really in the past 3 or 4 years that scientists have been resurrecting creatures living between 200 and 1,000 meters below the surface. This renewed interest reflects their potential use as a new source of feed, or even food for the growing world population. But how do these creatures taste? We don't know because no one has tasted them until now. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and leave a like, and we will see you in the next video.